with 0 psi. If you hold it up above it, obviously it's just gravity fed, so once you go down below it, you don't even need pressure to it. You can still have a shower.
Unlimited.
What's up guys, it's Salty C, back here on the side of the road, bus build. Today we're gonna be doing a solar shower out of PVC. It's basically just gonna be heated up by the sun. It's gonna be painted black. We'll have a full parts list and everything posted in the description. Show you how to mount it, show you how to build it, what all you're gonna need, all the tools, and then show you the finished product when we're done. So what you're gonna need is this T. It's a 4-inch T with a threaded cap. The actual cap for the T, 2 ends for each of these pieces of PVC, regular cement and primer. Then this is a male drain valve, and you'll need the female for the inside of the cap to screw onto it, and you'll seal it with clear gasket basically. This is the tire valve that you'll need. Screws on from the outside. You put this inside and then screw it on from the outside really tight and seal it. And then your paint of your preference. I like Glidden, but it's gloss black, so it'll kind of match the bus. All right, so all you'll really need for this job, tool-wise, is I went ahead and got a whole set because I didn't have any of the paddle bits, but a 3/4 inch paddle bit, the clear silicone to go onto your valves, obviously a drill, or I like to use impacts, I always have. Then a drill bit for the pilot hole, and then a 3/8 drill bit for the tire valve. That's all it needs. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is drill your pilot holes for your water valve and for the air valve, which I've already got semi pre-drilled here, so I know exactly where I'm going with it. And that's just gonna be, bottom's gonna be your water valve, that's gonna be your air valve. Now with your air valve, you're gonna do the 3/8 drill bit onto the top side. And then I've got to cut open the pack to get the paddle bit out for the rest of it. But this just unscrews, and you slide it on through. I gotta hollow that out a little better. Need just a hair more off. All right, so now I got that hollowed out a little bit more so that the air valve will fit in there. And that's gonna be the air valve. It's gonna go to the top of the whole setup. Then the bottom right here is going to be for the actual water spout. You can stick her right on through, make sure that it fits in your hole. And then it's just going to be nutted on this outside with this right here. And on the inside is your rubber gasket. For now, I'm going to take it back off because I still got to paint it and everything. I'm just getting everything ready. All right, so now got the 3/4 inch paddle bit. This one matches up to the 1/2 inch end of this coming in. Going to take, this might get a little sketchy because I'm holding the cap while doing it, so it's, again, side of the road build. You're gonna take your point and put it right in there into your pilot hole, and just slowly start easing into it without stabbing yourself. And there's your hole for that. Now, if done correctly, which hopefully it is, it'll be tight enough to where you can pretty well thread the valve inside of it after you clean all this off. Yep. So what it's doing as you're putting it in, it's actually making threads, which actually makes it tighter into it. Put it in, back it out, put it in, back it out. It'll chase its own threads inside of it. Now you can see inside of the plastic here, it's making threads, cutting them in as you're putting it in. So now that we've got everything all painted, sanded down, all that, we're gonna go ahead and start putting stuff together and finishing this thing up. So first, gonna run the tire thing through and then nut it on the other side. Now, everybody's stuff, whatever you use, may be different. For mine, this is a 9/16 wrench that tightens this on. If I can get it on there. Doesn't want to start. There we go. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Alright, so mine's a 9/16. I don't know what everybody else's is going to be. It depends on whatever stem you get. Then you just tighten it in so that that rubber bushing comes all the way up against the side so it's airtight. So there's your air part. Then you run this on in, and as you're running it in, you want to put a little bit of your clear silicone on there so it kind of gets into the threads. You don't need a whole lot for the part threading in, just enough so it gets in there. And there is a wrench to be able to put these on, but I just use these, it's easier. Vice grips. I went a little bit too low when I drilled, so I'm not going to be able to get a nut on the inside of it. But I've got it threaded in there well enough. It's got silicone all the way around it, and it's not going to come back out. I mean, the threads are good on it. So good that I've dug into the cap a little bit on there. As you can see where the white's coming up. But she's silicone, so it's not going to leak all the way around, and that plug is not going to come out whatsoever. But this is your basic setup right here. I mean, this is my first time doing it too, but I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So there's your air, there's your water, everything's good. All right, so next, it's time to start putting stuff together. This is where the primer comes in handy. Now you want to do both sides with this primer. The inside of this one and the outside of that one. Again, I'm not no professional plumber or anything, but I know a little bit. You want to get it all the way around the edges, all the way through. That's your one piece, and then you only want to go as far down on this as you're going to go with that cap, so you don't have to go real intense. damn near taking the paint off of this thing, which is fine because it's going into the end anyway. And by the way, if you buy these, whoever put these caps on was very angry at their wife or something that day. I don't know, but they put it on like the Hulk. I had to take pliers to get the damn thing off. Now that that's dry, because it pretty much dries immediately, this is the clear cement. I'm going to rub it all the way around in there, as much as you can. And around your top here. Except for you don't want it to drip down like it's doing right now. Or drop it in the dirt. But when you do this, you have to do it semi-quickly because it dries up pretty fast. And then it's all the way down there. Get that off of there. You have to touch that back up. All right, so that's the first part of it. Now it's time to put the tee on. And now the most important part right now is making sure that you line it up so that your faucet is at the bottom of the tee, because that's going to be where you're filling it from. And that it actually goes in. Everything's all put together, painted, decided I was gonna go get straps to go ahead and put them up. Went to 3 different stores and no one had anything until finally I got to Lowe's, and they had the right stuff that I needed, but it was impossible to get assistance, just as per usual with Lowe's, because no one wants to work. But these are 4-inch galvanized tube strap that are going to screw right into the top of the bus. Alright, so this is what the mounts look like. It's just screwed right in here to the roof. 3 of the mounts all the way up. Just screwed right straight through the roof with the butyl tape underneath of it. Right. Got everything all put together, hopefully ready to go. We're going to fill it up with water, let it sit for a little bit, pressurize it, make sure there's no leaks, and then dry it out. When you go to shower, I'm going to use it to rinse off the solar panels up top, or you could put it with 0 PSI. If you hold it up above it, obviously it's just gravity fed, so once you go down below it, you don't even need pressure to it. You can still have a shower.
Unlimited.
Unlimited. Well, it's about, got 0 pressure on it, tip the lid all the way off. Comes out nice and slow, so it doesn't eat up all your water too quick. Perfect to help the shower.
Never stops.
Until it's gone.
That's crazy.
So, alright guys, if y'all found that video helpful, make sure you like and subscribe. I've got my Instagram and Facebook as well that are also posting shorter videos of basically the same stuff: instructional, schooly life, day-to-day, surfing. Just follow along. The links for those are in my profile.